Welcome to my channel, Doctor Teacher Mom. Today I'll be your pal, passionate about learning. Let's begin. Today our topic is ambiguity. So we'll be looking at what makes a sentence ambiguous and the steps to take. Do you know what ambiguity is? Today we're going to look at how to avoid ambiguity in our writing. We're going to read the sentences below and then decide which of the following statements, A or B, is correct. I'll click on each one to find out which is correct, and I'll also talk you through why the sentences are correct. The crowd waved to the people in the carnival parade. They were smiling, pleased, and happy. Now, this sentence is ambiguous because the reader doesn't know who is smiling, pleased, or happy. Is it the people in the carnival or the crowd? So the crowd watching the parade looked happy and delighted, or the people in the parade looked happy and delighted. Which is it? How can both of those sentences be correct? Let's find out. The reason why both sentences can be correct is that the sentences are badly expressed. The problem is the pronoun they. It might mean the people waving, or it might mean the people in the parade. It could mean either because the sentence is ambiguous. Let's look at some pronouns and what are they. So a pronoun is a word that is used to replace a noun, and some pronouns that we often use are he, she, it, we, they, us, and you. We also have some possessive ones as well, like their and mine. They're very useful and they prevent our writing sounding too childish, so we're repeating the noun all the time because they're used to replace a noun. However, at the same time, we need to be very careful that everybody knows which noun they're replacing. The following sentences are ambiguous. We're going to look at the pronouns and then try to explain the two meanings of the sentences. So, Juliet's nurse gave Romeo a message saying that she was in love with him. Now, the she here, the pronoun, is ambiguous because we are not sure if it's Juliet who's in love with Romeo or the nurse. B. Paul hurtled down the slope after Sam. He was going very fast. Who was going very fast? Was it Paul or Sam? C. Beth persuaded Michelle to go into the sea as she was burning in the sun. Who was burning in the sun? Was it Beth or was it Michelle? And D. Richard met Tom in the shop where he worked. Who worked? Was it Richard or Tom? So you can see how sentences have the potential of becoming ambiguous if we're not sure who the pronoun is describing or linked to. What can we do to avoid ambiguity? Sometimes it's best to turn one sentence into two to make your meaning unambiguous. Or sometimes you just need to rearrange the sentence, perhaps adding a punctuation. Or sometimes you might even need to change the wording slightly. So let's see how we can prevent that in the sentences that we just looked at. So A. Juliet's nurse gave Romeo a message saying that she was in love with him. How can we make this sentence unambiguous? This could be rewritten as Juliet's nurse gave Romeo a message saying that Juliet was in love with him. So in this case, we'd have to identify who the subject is and just put the name in. B. Paul hurtled down the slope after Sam. He was going very fast. This could become Paul hurtled down the slope after Sam, who was going very fast. So we put in a relative pronoun there, which would be linked to Sam. Beth persuaded Michelle to go into the sea as she was burning in the sun, and this could become Michelle was burning in the sun, so Beth persuaded her to go into the sea. So we have reworded this one slightly. D. Richard met Tom in the shop where he worked, and this could be changed to Richard met Tom in the shop where Tom worked. So let us look at these sentences and choose which is ambiguous or not ambiguous. The teacher shouted loudly at Tom. He looked very upset. Now this is ambiguous, and it is ambiguous because the teacher could be a man, so the pronoun he could be explaining that the teacher was very upset, or it could be explaining that Tom was very upset. Felicity was happy. She had just been paid. Now this one is not ambiguous because it's only one person in the subject, facility, and she, the pronoun, she's female, so that is clearly explaining that Felicity was happy because she had just been paid. Sarah and Susan had been to the cinema. They didn't like the film. Now this one is not ambiguous because the pronoun is clearly linked to Sarah and Susan. Tim's cousin gave him a lift as far as his school. Now this one is clearly ambiguous because we're not sure if it's Tim's cousin's school or Tim's school. The butterfly landed on the flower. It was beautiful. Is it the butterfly who was beautiful or the flower? So this is ambiguous. The hotel was next to the station. It was a horrible building. Is it the hotel that was a horrible building, or is it the station? So this is ambiguous. I now would like you to further practice this. Write a few sentences on your own, make the sentences ambiguous, and then write correcting these ambiguous sentences. Can you do that and write, give me some examples in the comments below, or you can ask someone to check them for you. Then because you're going to rewrite each one twice so that both meanings are made clear. So you're first going to write your ambiguous sentences, and then you're going to rewrite each sentence twice so that we can see the meanings are clear in your writing and you've corrected the ambiguity. Okay, thanks a lot as usual for being with me today. I really appreciate it. Please feel free to comment below on maybe the next tutorial you'd like me to do. Thanks for watching. Bye.